So, wow, I just watched Five Dove's most recent video. So awesome. It really brought something to light that significantly changed my view of the October 16 through 17 prediction Jesus gave to Joshua Malekla. I highly recommend you watch the video. There is a link to it in the description box to this video. I've been thinking that October 16 through 17 Julian is 13 days forward on October 29 through 30, as is commonly recognized. And while I had been seeing October 29 through 30 as high watch for this reason, for many other reasons I see it cannot really compare to October 31 through November 2 as a high watch date. So my reasoning has thus far been that while Jesus indeed said the rapture would be on October 29 through 30, 2025, or in the Julian calendar October 16 through 17, he did not thereby promise that we would leave Earth at that time, since every day will be the rapture, ever since the rapture process began on September 23 through 24, 2025. This reasoning allowed me to see the actual evacuation from Earth happening on November 1, while the final high watch waymark preceding is October 29 through 30. Though reasonable, I haven't felt totally comfortable with this because it seems to very significantly downplay the importance of October 16 through 17, which Jesus seems to be putting maximum emphasis on at this time. Having watched his excellent video, I think John at Five Doves has nearly correct reasoning on what October 16 through 17 was pointing to. I've looked at all the information regarding the Gregorian and Julian calendars for myself after watching his video, and can confirm that he is essentially correct. The Julian date, October 16 through 17, is the true solar calendar date, November 1 through 2, here in 2025. There is one small yet significant correction to his study that I would like to point out though. More about this later. The Julian year was established in 45 BC and is known to be 11 minutes and 14 seconds longer than the true solar calendar year. These facts are well known and not debated. So the Julian year is like a meter stick, which is 1 centimeter too long. If you use such a device to measure a distance which is 100 meters long, you are going to cover the distance with only 99.01 lengths of your meter stick, and thus end up incorrectly rounding the length to 99 meters, less than the actual length of 100. In the same way, the Julian date, a measurement of time, slowly falls further and further behind the true solar calendar Roman date over time. By 1582 AD, which was 1626 years after 45 BC, the Julian calendar date was 12.68 days behind the true solar time of year. How do we know? Here's the calculation. 11 minutes and 14 seconds is 337 divided by 30 minutes. This is how incorrect the Julian calendar is per year. So in 1626 years, the calendar would then be 1626 times 337 over 30 minutes off. Converting this to days, we have 91,327 divided by 7,200 days, or approximately 12.68 days. It is a well-known historical fact that in the adoption of the Gregorian calendar in 1582, Pope Gregory XIII inaccurately skipped only 10 days to realign the calendar with the true solar time, making October 15 immediately follow October 4. He should have skipped at least 12 days, making October 17 follow October 4. This fact is key to my correction of Five Doves information. If the Pope had done things right, our Gregorian calendar's October 16 through 17, for example, would always be called October 18 through 19. October 18 through 19 was the true solar calendar time of year in 1582, which the Pope mistakenly caused to be designated as October 16 through 17 by skipping 10 days, not 12. By October of 2025, the Julian calendar has become an additional 3.46 days behind how far it was behind in October 1582, when the Pope tried to fix the calendar by skipping 10 days, an additional 2.68 day skip being needed at that time. So in October 2025, a total of 16.14 days beyond the Julian calendar reading is the true solar calendar time of year. Here's the correction to Five Doves information. This true solar calendar time of year is 2.68 days beyond the Gregorian calendar reading. Since the Gregorian calendar does not significantly diverge from the solar year in any significant way over time, it is still 2.68 days behind the true solar calendar time of year, just as it was mistakenly created to be back in 1582. This means that while October 17 Gregorian is actually October 19 in terms of the true solar calendar time of year, October 16 through 17 Julian is October 30 through 31 Gregorian, which is November 1 through 2 in terms of the true solar calendar time of year. In other words, Jesus told Joshua the rapture would be on October 30 through 31, 2025 on the Gregorian calendar we all use, if by October 16 through 17 he was referring to the Julian calendar. Though our evacuation from Earth is a single event in a moment of time, if you believe it is on October 16 through 17 like Jesus told Joshua, you are right on the Julian calendar. And if you believe it is on October 31's Halloween, you are right on the Gregorian calendar. And if you believe it is on the 40th day from September 23 through 24 on November 1 through 2, you are right according to the true solar calendar time of year. Just to be clear, this means that when I count down the days on my Gregorian calendar until my evacuation from the planet, I mark October 30 through 31 as the ultimate watch. Note that this is just one day forward from what Google says the Julian October 16 through 17 is on the Gregorian calendar. Therefore, we know the true Gregorian date corresponding to the Julian September 23 through 24, 2025, was actually October 7 through 8, not October 6 through 7 as Google says. And this makes better sense, because on October 8, or September 24 on the Julian calendar, Hamas agreed to release all its Israeli hostages, thus providing the clearest point of commencement for the process of the modern Exodus 77 years after Israel became a nation in 1948, just as Jesus told Joshua in 2018. I see this as subtle yet powerful confirmation that we are indeed right to look to October 30 through 31 for our harpazo. Alright, before I end this video, I want to share a personal confirmation that's very powerful to my wife and I. She and I were married, we had 2 weddings. One was a courtroom wedding, September 4, and the second was a full-blown church wedding with the pastor. It was actually outdoors on a mountaintop, December 27. Both of these weddings happened in 2015. And so we always notice both anniversaries. We celebrate both anniversaries every year, September 4 and December 27. Now we noticed back in 2022 when we were first starting to intensively watch for the rapture that the exact midpoint between our 2 weddings is October 31. And of course there's good biblical reason for Halloween being the day of the rapture, and we knew that. And there were many other things we were looking at that year. Actually, God gave me a very powerful experience on October 29 of 2022, just before that, and it really supercharged my view that the next few days would be the rapture. And so this was the first time that we had ever truly expected Jesus to come, like full-blown expectation that the rapture would happen October 30 and 31 of 2022. And we've had that experience several times since, but that was the first time that we truly, truly expected it. And we were truly, truly disappointed when it didn't happen. So here's the thing. God declares the end of a thing from the beginning. And the beginning of our crazy high watch date anticipations was October 30 through 31 of 2022. It was exactly those days, and it really got kicked off on the 29th with the experience I had with God that night. And it lasted all the way until November 1, which we believed was the end of October 31, at least somewhere in the world. So we watched all the way through the morning of November 1 in our time zone for Jesus to come. And we believe this year, this is it. This is the end that was declared from that beginning for many, many other reasons. So we are so excited about October 29 through November 1, especially October 30 through 31, as I've shown in this video. And we are just putting this out today. Consider this your 3-day warning. And I'm going to be spending the rest of this week not making videos. So this will probably be the last video that I make. Keep an eye out for posts, though. I will be active posting on YouTube I plan to be doing that because it's just really a privilege to learn and share. And thank you for going on this journey with me. God bless. I'll see you in the clouds.